The United States Navy is the world's largest and most advanced fleet, with a massive fleet of military weapons ranging from giant aircraft carriers that strike dread into the hearts of enemies with their sheer bulk to stealthy stealth drones. In today's video, we'll look at why the U.S. Navy is so powerful and why no government would dare intrude on the waters of the land of the free. The United States Navy possesses the most ships of any naval force in the world. Furthermore, the United States has a wide range of missions and a vast area of responsibilities. No other naval force wields such worldwide clout as the United States, which regularly conducts operations in the Pacific, Atlantic, and Indian Oceans, as well as the Mediterranean, Persian Gulf, and even the Horn of Africa. In addition, U.S. Navy ships conduct missions in the Asian and European regions. The fleet now numbers over 300 vessels. The number of operational ships is expected to expand to 305 units by 2021 and 2049, respectively. The United States plans to build 355 ships over the next 30 years, according to a 30-year shipbuilding plan. First, we'll look at what captures our attention. We'll start with aircraft carriers. These steel monsters of the sea and oceans have long been associated with the United States Navy. The fearsome power of American aircraft carriers is one of the most effective deterrents against hostile forces without the use of nuclear weapons. In terms of engineering, intellect, and budget size, the U.S. Navy's record for the number of aircraft carriers remains impossible for other countries. The Nimitz and the just onboarded Gerald R. Ford class are the two active classes of nuclear-powered aircraft carriers. The newest aircraft carrier, Gerald R. Ford, named after the 30th President of the United States, entered service in 2017 and can carry up to 90 aircraft and helicopters. During its construction, more than $17.5 billion in budget funds and 757 liters of paint were used. The ship is 1,106 feet tall and 256 feet wide, and it weighs approximately 100,000 tons. It towers over a skyscraper with several dozen stories. As a result, the Gerald R. Ford is a whole mini-navy capable of traveling anywhere on the planet. This allows the U.S. Navy to deploy its aircraft as quickly as possible, reducing reliance on not only U.S. military bases, but also foreign military bases. The aircraft carrier wing is capable of eliminating hundreds of targets every day for several weeks on end. Meanwhile, the Nimitz class is progressively retiring. Given that the United States presently has 11 of the total 21 aircraft carriers in service with armed forces around the world, the Navy currently expects to have 12 aircraft carriers by 2049. Their naval superiority will only get stronger in the future. The Gerald R. Ford can transport the latest F-35, F-A-18E, and F-A-18F Super Hornets, E-2D Advanced Hawkeye fighters, and the EA-18G Growler electronic warfare aircraft, which is the next item on our list. As the successful successor of the F-A-18F Super Hornet, the EA-18 Growler is an electronic attack aircraft with fighter capabilities. It took the place of the previous EA-6B Prowler. In truth, the Growler is a two-seat Super Hornet with nearly identical features, save for the removed M61 internal cannon, which was replaced with an ALQ-227 communication suppression device. The aircraft is also outfitted with an ALQ-99 radar signal suppression unit, making it one of the most powerful tools against enemy communication systems. We have the following key capabilities of the Growler that are worth highlighting: suppression of enemy air defenses with the assistance of UAVs, jamming of ground communications and radars, as well as actual strikes in them via anti-radar harm missiles, remote countermeasures and jamming bear defenses, enemy onboard early warning platforms, and enemy fighters. The Growler's unusual electronic attack is a classified maneuver. The EA-18 also carries AMRAAM air-to-air missiles for protection and is outfitted with the multi-mode AESA APG-79 radar, to which an improved control system on the helmet has been added. The United States had 114 EA-18s as of May 2014. A single such aircraft costs more than $100 million to fly. We'll now go deep, right down to the Virginia-class assault submarine. With a length of 377 feet, a diameter of 34 feet, and a displacement of 7,800 tons, this submarine is without a doubt the best fourth-generation multi-purpose submarine in the United States. Because the Seawolf-class submarines proved to be significantly too expensive, or $4.4 billion per unit, the Virginia model became the Los Angeles-class successor. These were so effective that the U.S. Navy has already received 21 of them in the 20 years that they've been in existence. In total, 30 submarines are planned for the project, which will be split among 5 blocks. SSN-795, one of them, will be introduced this year. Each Virginia-class submarine, like her predecessor SS-9 794, is outfitted with 12 vertical launchers for Tomahawk missiles, 4 533mm torpedo tubes capable of launching Mk-48 ADC AP homing torpedoes, mines, and underwater unmanned vehicles round out the package. The Virginia-class is also outfitted with unique cameras for divers and can transport sealed small submarines while being capable of offensive operations. They also function as operational observation platforms, equipped with a full complement of sonars, including light sail and shin sonars, as well as ESM and optoelectric sensors for fast detection of enemy signals. All of this information is promptly transmitted to other Navy units on the water and in the air. In addition to the Virginia-class, the Ohio-class submarines are a source of concern for the United States adversaries. The Ohio-class consists of 4 SSGN submarines from Ohio, Michigan, Florida, and Georgia. The U.S. Navy contributed 4 extra hulls for ballistic missile submarines as a result of the CHB-2 Accord. Following a $4 billion overhaul, the Navy got a class of submarines armed with 154 Tomahawk cruise missiles, 7 in each silo. At the same time, the 2 mines closest to the wheelhouse have airlock chambers to which many submarines, ASDS, and DDS modules are docked to secure combat swimmers' exit. As part of a special operation, the vessel can hold up to 66 people, whether they be Marines or SEALs. Or for short-term missions, this number can be extended to 102. Previously, the submarine could carry 24 D-5 Trident ballistic missiles with nuclear warheads. These have now been replaced by the Block 3 Tomahawk and Block 4 Tomahawk. Block 3 CS feature a conventional 1,000-pound warhead with a range of 1,000 miles, while Block 3D has a payload of 166 cluster bombs with a range of 800 miles. All of these missiles have several navigational techniques and can be targeted using internal navigation systems or TERCOM DAMAC, as well as ordinary GPS. In addition, each missile in Block 4E has the capacity to conduct reconnaissance, estimate damage, help bombs deliver critical hits to enemy targets, and even redirect them to another target. Furthermore, this version of the Tomahawk is several times less expensive than others, making it not only effective, but also incredibly advantageous. For all, the renowned class of destroyers named Harley Burke, named for the equally legendary admiral of World War I, awaits us on the surface. These ships are the crown jewel of the United States Navy, and they are among the most well-balanced and efficient ships in the world. A total of 89 similar ships are planned to be built, with 68 already in service with the Navy and 6 more now under construction. These ships make up 1/5 of the U.S. fleet. The Aegis system, which is in charge of the guiding anti-aircraft missiles fired at approaching targets, lies at the heart of the Harley Burke's combat power. It can also coordinate the defensive actions of an entire naval surface group and fire at enemy targets over long distances using data from the E-2D Hawkeye aircraft, which are part of the overall wing of the aircraft carrier. Among the weapons available to the class of these ships are the Evil-C Sparrow air defense missiles, which are meant to kill targets at short and medium ranges. They can easily deal with long-range air threats thanks to the SM-2 and SM-6 missiles. Although Lockheed Martin specialists are already working on future anti-ship missiles for the fleet, including the Harley Burke, the ships are generally exceptional in terms of conventional armaments. They have a 5-inch 127mm cannon capable of anti-ship and coastal bombardment, as well as a limited air defense capability. A 25mm cannon, 4 50 caliber machine guns installed during the suicide assault on the USS Cole in 1999, and a Phalanx 1B melee weapon to repel attacks from hostile helicopters, UAVs, and small boats. The Harley Burke-class vessels were commissioned in 1991, and according to the U.S. Secretary of the Navy in 2008, their service will last up to 40 years. Additional funding for these proposals to extend the surface life of these ships, however, was never included in the U.S. Navy's fiscal 2008-2009 budget request. The active testing on battle lasers on numerous ships is the last but not least reason why any aggression against the U.S. Navy is bound to fail. A directed energy weapon, or LUS, was successfully tested on the USS Pounce, an amphibious transport dock of the Austin class, in 2014. It was then deactivated in 2017. There were also plans to test lasers on the USS Preble, which is part of the Harley Burke class. Using data obtained during tests, American engineers will be able to improve their U.S. Navy vessels. Although the Geneva Convention prohibits the aiming of lasers at people, we can safely assume that the directed detonation of explosive ordnance and fuel reserves on enemy ships will inevitably lead to rather lethal consequences for the crew, which would be yet another nightmare for anyone. So, do you believe anyone would dare to strike the U.S. Navy? Let us know what you think in the comments. And if you liked today's video, please like it and subscribe to our channel for more interesting films like this one. Thanks for watching.